Madam, unamwaga nini hii ya white?
Food ash. Food ash.
Hii inasaidia nini?
Welcome to the new normal. Good morning, our favorite people. Welcome again to Kamik's Tropical and Organic Farming. So we have begun our new normal way of farming, and today I'm going to give you the name of the new normal farming that we introduced to you the other time. So if you can remember this part of our farm, this is the part that we told you we had left it to heal, because we wanted to do a new farming venture here. We wanted to stop doing the conventional farming practices that you've been doing, and we wanted to introduce a new normal way of farming so that we can be able to regenerate our lands and be able to increase the production of our land. So this kind of farming, it is not a new wheel that we are inventing. This is what has been done by a few people who have noted the degradation that has already taken place in most of our lands, and they have done it a different way. So this type of farming is called God's way of farming. I'll give you a brief story of God's way of farming. Picture the natural forests. The natural forest, even if you're staying close to a tropical forest, you can notice that it is always raining on the tropical side of the forest, which we call the windward side, and on the leeward side, it is not raining. Example is basically here. So when you go to near the Kakamega forest area, you'll find it so wet, but when you come to this other side, you'll find it so dry. Why? Because in the forest you have God's farming taking place. Nature is recycling itself in the natural ecology, and it is following the natural trail of regenerating itself. So the trees, when they fall down, they decompose. When the leaves of the branches of the trees fall down, they decompose. They are used as mulch on the ground. You find fungi and mushrooms growing there. Then at the end of the day, they give the correct composition or the correct environment for nutrients. Then you find everything in the ecology of the forest purely green, purely organic, undisturbed. Then you have even the weather obeying to the command, and you have so much rainfall. So that is what we have been missing out, and that's why we are trying to do God's way of farming. So we left the land to heal. That was the first step. The second step, what we are doing, this soil has been through the years been exposed so much on fertilizers that are artificial and that contain chemicals that have added acidity of this fertilizer. Also too much, and then also too much plowing that has been done here has also helped in the degradation of the land. So when you introduce God's way of farming, remember it is no-till farming. So no-till farming is you're totally not disturbing the soil. Actually, when you want to do plowing, you use the fork. There's that fork that is usually used in farming. You just drill it deep into the soil, and you just loosen the soil a bit. Then it gives you space for you to plant. You don't plow totally and completely. Then because you'll be doing so much mulching, you'll have little or no weed, and because you'll also be using much of compost manure on top of your soil, it will also discourage a lot of weed. So technically this is a no-till zone for us. We will not be tilling this area after this. So the first phase of what we are doing in God's farming, we have done the land. We have created the furrows where we want to do the 4 layers of farming which we had told you about. We want to do the root, the tuber, the leaf, and the fruit. So we'll do first ash. This is actually wood ash, and wood ash is alkaline, and alkaline usually neutralizes acidity. So we are trying to neutralize the acidity of the soil from the old fertilizers that were used. Then after we have done this here, this is compost, which has already actually been decomposed, and it is now like loam soil. You see the way that is looking. We'll come and add it on our ash, on our wood ash. So we'll show you the process we'll be doing for adding the fertilizer, the manure that has well decomposed. Then after that we'll put on water, then we'll return back the soil. We'll give it around 5 to 7 days so that the content of the wood ash and the manure plus the water can mix up well. Then we will now be able to do our seedlings here. So we will now do our seedlings according to the four-layered farming practice that we had already shared with you. And we are also going to introduce here we are going to introduce here the greenhouse effect. We are going to cover up this place. Then we are going to do some the cover up will retain the moisture from the soil. We will not do mulching until the germination of the seeds. Then after that, when the seeds are at least 1 foot high, we will now do mulching. Purely organic, purely God's way of tilting. And from here we'll be able to tell you there are only 2 rows of each plant that you'll want to do here. We'll tell you the productivity from this no-till and God's way of farming, and we'll compare it with the conventional farming practices that you have been doing in the other lands, so that you choose for yourself what you want to do. So follow us and enjoy our God's way of farming journey, and hope you join us. Bye bye.
Exclusive from soloplay.ng.
Your way. The truth in life, is it possible for you to lie? Forever the same. Can you ever make a mistake? You are more than the words we're saying. You are everything. Oh, waymaker, can you ever lose your way? The truth in life, is it possible for you to lie? Forever the same. Can you ever make a mistake? You are more than the words we sing. You are everything. Everything, everything. You are everything. The first and last, and the distance in between. Everything, everything.
Natural way of harvesting water.
Everything.
No technology there.
The first and last, and everything in between. Everything, everything. You are everything.
Borehole water is usually so pure.
Everything, everything. You are everything. Oh. so sad.